Hello, brothers and sisters. Cameron here. I hope your day is going well. I have an update on a couple of things. It was really surprising after the... Okay, something has to be done about this. There, I moved it. A while ago, if you've been following along on the vlog, we've been in California, going to the Capitol in Sacramento, trying to lobby for some laws to change. We found out the loopholes that culty religions and churches were using to hide child abuse. I went and testified. We're working with a couple of activist groups. Here's an update. We're actually, after the initial public safety hearing committee, are sitting next to Andrew Rivas of the California Catholic Conference and Kevin Snyder of the Pacific Justice Institute. After giving my testimony and remaining calm, when they were sitting there, for whatever reason, all the pressure, all the memories, and all the things that EXJWs have to deal with, I started bawling my eyes out. And you can even see like a tissue box sitting there at the end of the clip. It was a lot, and I'm really glad I did it, but it was a lot to come out. But after that successful hearing, Fox News contacted me, Joey Cahill from the Sacramento local branch. Not only were all the memories coming back at one time, I was also sitting next to two assholes that literally look like Rick and Morty rejects from the cartoon, and he wanted to show both sides of the story, both the activists, the survivors, and see what the main opposers, the pedo bears, Catholics, were saying as well. So both sides of the story, which I respect. Contacted me, and it just happened to be good timing. I was available for an interview. We met at the Capitol. I thought that would be pretty epic, and he showed both sides of the stories. Later on, he interviewed someone at the California Catholic Conference to get their side of the story. I should have taken some allergy medicine. Fuck. Oh, it's hot. It is officially like spring, summer here right now in California. Even though we still had like a couple of weeks of rain, it's hot. It's getting hot right now. It's starting to get warm. I never forget how hot it gets in California, but when winter comes by and spring and fall and all that nice weather goes through, you get used to it, and then this always slaps you in the face. You always forget, like, it's hot as balls. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I gotta hurry up this vlog. I'm starting to die. Ugh. Look like I took a bunch of hits of weed. So here's the clip of my half of the story. Victims are told to be quiet, abusers are let go, and the cycle just repeats and repeats.
It was just 2 years ago that Cameron Torres, as he puts it, woke up to the brainwashing of being a Jehovah's Witness. He says at 6 years old, he was sexually abused by a person of authority in the church, and that nothing was done about it.
I realized very quickly it wasn't just me.
Torres says abuses happen in many religious denominations, and too often the abuser gets away with it. He's now helping lawmakers push Senate Bill 360 to end silence around abuse.
SB 360 requires clergy to report suspected child abuse or neglect.
Jesus Christ. Then they showed the other side of the story with the Catholics, the main ones opposing the bill, the pedo bears. And they're using the same lies and tricks to lie to their members, but also to anyone who's not aware of the bill at all. Using the same lies, same tricks. They're saying that we're attacking confession when really it has nothing to do with that. It's about protecting victims and reporting pedos.
But the question many have is, does the bill go too far? It mandates that priests who hear about sexual abuses of children through confession have to report it to law enforcement. That would challenge centuries of church tradition, in which priests are sworn not to violate their promise to God to keep what's said in confession private.
It would undermine the entire sacrament of confession.
Steve Pahanich with the California Conference of Bishops says that SB 360 would essentially put clergy in an impossible position, violate California laws, or violate their oath to God. Pahanich adds that if the aim is to stop sexual abuse within the ranks of the clergy and stop the church from hiding those abuses, he says this isn't the solution.
We all want to protect children, especially now, but this bill is not going to do it.
Current law does exempt clergy from reporting crimes they hear about during confession, but lawmakers say it's time for California to change that.
It is immoral and against God's will for people to abuse children. And I think it is the responsibility of the state to do everything it can to make sure that does not continue.
It's misusing this exemption for clergy.
Torres says he and others will continue to fight for this bill as church leaders push back.
The confessor is not confessing to the priest, he or she is confessing to God.
So pretty clearly a contentious issue, and it's likely going to remain that way as the bill progresses. It already got through its first hurdle. It passed committee 5-0 on that vote. 2 senators abstained from that vote earlier today.
My only logical explanation for why they would do something like this is only pedos would have other pedos back. Because, like, if a guy goes to prison for being a pedo and doing stuff to children, that guy's gonna die. He's gonna get fucking murdered. Outside of that, pedos are the only ones who would logically stand up for other pedos. It just doesn't make any other sense otherwise, even though none of it makes sense. Next item, please. So here's how you can help. Definitely subscribe if you haven't been subscribed already. Make sure you check out the links below. I've got links where you can fill out a done-for-you email template to send off to the senators to show support. And the more voices we have, the more, the better, because if you think about it, Catholicism alone has 1.3 billion members, and Jehovah's Witnesses have about 20 million in yearly attendance. That's a lot of people and a little bit of us, so definitely need your help. Follow me on Instagram. I post a lot more there than I do on YouTube. Whew. Leave a comment down below if there's anything you'd like to know. I am a little bit slow to reply just because of the massive amount of emails and messages and DMs that come in, but I will get to them. We also have a PayPal where you can make a one-time donation to really, really help the efforts going through, and you'll be seeing a huge update on what happened on the Senate floor just last week coming soon. And Patreon is huge, so I'm starting a Patreon. This activism work takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. No one's funding it, and to maintain the channel, plus to purchase allergy medicine, maybe, that's where you guys come in, and everyone who's supporting, I deeply, deeply appreciate what you're doing. Until next time, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna go take some allergy medicine and blow my nose. I will see you in the next video.
Talk to